The film starts with Ted trying to woo Elaine, who is breaking their relationship as she has lost confidence in Ted. Ted, a wartime veteran, is unstable. He cannot stick to a stable job and he has developed erratic personality as well. He throws alcohol on his own face, is not ready to leave the past of his war terrible mistakes. They are supposedly due to these mistakes his crew members were killed. He cannot forget them and possibly this is the main reason of their fragmented relationship. So Elaine, who is now a flight attendant, is leaving Los Angeles for Chicago in her flight. Ted purchases a ticket and boards the plane, leaving his taxi at the Los Angeles airport. Now the film has a lot of fun. Ted is trying to convince Elaine, though she is busy with her job as a stewardess on the plane. There is a scene when Ted is seated beside an old woman who passes lewd comments about Elaine sexually and tries to console Ted. In fact, the way Ted and Elaine met is also shown in a hilarious way. Elaine worked in a club where Ted was a visitor, and this club is only visited by aged folks. While Elaine and Ted are dating for the first time in that club, two girls are trying to indulge in a fist fight and there is no one to stop them. The scene is macabre and hilarious at the same time. Now the word cockpit in itself is a lewd sounding word if it is used in the setup in which this film is based. A kid is made to visit the cockpit and there are puns used in that scene based on pedophilia. Not only this, the main characters of the film, Ted and Elaine, make funny faces, or they have been intentionally chosen as their faces were funny. Every time they appear on screen, their appearance makes you sad and then the scenes involving them makes you laugh. There are several such scenes which fills you with disgust, though you cannot avoid laughing. Now on the plane, everybody who had fish starts falling sick. One of the women, she is shown laying eggs from her mouth. There is another woman who starts shouting and it is shown everyone on the plane bullies her to maintain silence. The entire scene again makes you laugh. The cockpit pilot also comes under the influence of food poisoning and there is an autopilot mode that is turned on due to which an inflatable human-sized dummy appears on one of the pilot seats and Elaine has a brush off with this dummy. They both are shown in questionable circumstances in several scenes. The passengers are questioned whether can they fly a plane and there is no one except Ted who has a flying history. So Ted takes charge of one of the seats besides the co-pilot as they have to land the plane in Chicago, though Ted's spouse reappears in front of him and he feels disturbed by it, due to which he leaves the pilot seat and the cockpit. He is shown throwing alcohol on his cheek. This was his drinking problem. He did not use to drink, rather he used to throw the alcohol on his face. So again, this entire scene is funny. Now there in Chicago, there is this station controller who is at his home and an employee is sent there to bring him at his odd time to control the fiasco. There at his home, there is a huge Cocker Spaniel who is shown manhandling this junior staff, and the station controller, when returns at the airport, is shown thrashing every commuter who is approaching him. Now this station controller turns out to be Ted's commanding officer, and this was one of the reasons he left the pilot seat. Though there is a doctor on the plane and he encourages Ted and he takes the charge again and lands the plane at the airport in the rough weather. Well, this film doesn't boast about a major star cast, but it turned out to be a major hit, not only commercially, though critically as well. It is a cult film. This film arouses in you pity and turns it into comic, which in turn makes you laugh. This is a master film in that sense, a real comic and one of a kind. You can always come back to the film and rewatch it, and your somber mood will change. There is one definite message, that there is a joy in the entire humdrum of seriousness of life.